Hi, I wanted to go over of how I'm going to be setting up my wireless boom. I'm using items that are only available to me. In this case, I'm actually renting from my university. This is the Sound Devices MM1, and this is the Lectrosonics SMV. So what's going to happen is, if you are very familiar with sound already, then a lot of these terminology you already know. So this is kind of in a more advanced type setup. If you just think outside the box of how signal flow runs, but it's still very simple signal flow. So let's get started. So first off, the Sound Devices MM1. This is a preamp, legitimately a preamp. You can see we have a pot here that adjusts our preamp levels. This is our headphone gain, or levels rather. This is our headphone output jack. And these are the switches to turn on and off. And you have several high pass and limiter switches over here. And this is a monitor gain, so you're able to connect on the back here. You're able to connect another source of input for, like, say, the sound mixer wants to do talk back to you, something like that. But overall, we have the mic in and we have line out, those are very important to remember, that these are microphone in and line out, especially this one. Then you have your different phantom power here. You have 48 volts and you have T power. Then you can change the dynamic and so forth. And then this is our battery sled, which holds 2 AA batteries, like so. So we'll throw those back in. So the key here is I want to go wireless, and you can go wired for sure. You can actually just have your microphone go into here and go line out right into your mixer. But that, obviously, you have to use a cable. And if I'm using the Lectrosonics SMV here, this is, it takes in a mic input. So obviously line out will be too much for this to handle. So we need to reduce the signal somehow. That's where this comes in. This is a pad device right here. So we have -10, -20, and -30 pad. In this case, I'm on -30. And actually, for this example, when I purchased this to connect to this, I think I could have gone for -40 or -50 maybe dB. But it may vary if you want to do this type of setup as well. So over here I have some Bongo Ties, just because I want things to be tight and I want them to be kind of low profile as much as possible. Right here I have a XLR female to TA5. So this is going to go out basically into the electro transmitter. But it has to go through this first. So when I first tested this, I didn't have this yet. And I was just connecting straight into the transmitter, which, like I said earlier, it's way too hot of a noise. So when I was testing it, I had a set Velcro here, so the transmitter can actually just lay right there, and it won't really go anywhere. And it's pretty good. And you know, obviously, I won't be running around, stuff like that. So yeah. So now I could just connect this literally right here, but that's going to be leaving a very long path on the bottom of my leg, on the side of my leg, and that's not exactly going to be the most ideal situation. So what I've done was I've set this up so it's going to be staying on the side here. So I have this small coiled XLR cable here, and this is going to be going out from the line out and going in to the pad device here, and that's going to be staying aside there. So this will be more low profile and things will work a lot better. And that's where these Bongo Ties come into handy. So let's all connect this together. Alright, so I have it set up now. So I have 3 Bongo Ties. I make sure I'm not going over the Velcro here. One of it's connected right over the actual Neutrik XLR connector here. And then I have my TA5 just dangling here to connect to my transmitter whenever it's ready. And this, I can always change it. These cables are from the company called Cable Techniques, and the low profile stuff they have is very excellent. So if you're looking for low profile stuff, I would recommend checking these guys out. But this is basically it. Connect my transmitter. And Velcro it right in. Everything's set. And it's pretty low profile, pretty slim fit kind of situation. And I really like this. I've already used this several times on a few productions, and it's worked very well. And this, I can always change these if I need to. I can always kind of maneuver the cable, how it's set up however I want. So I'm gonna turn the camera off and switch to a different angle and show you guys how I set this on the side of my pocket. Once I'm ready, I connect my headphones to it so I don't need to put it on later. Then I connect my XLR. I connect it to my pocket because I actually take this off a lot because I need to put lavs onto people or stuff like that. And then I could do my belt, but then it's a little high, and like I said, I take it off a lot. So I connect my XLR to my boom pole. There we go. So I'm ready. So I'm wired free from the bag, but I'm still using wires. But in this case, it's a coiled cable, so it doesn't take up that much room, and it doesn't exactly hang around all the time. So I have that advantage, and I'm more low profile when I'm doing boom hopping. Alright, I want to show you my sound bag real quick. First off, this is the Orca OR-30. It is a really good bag. It is designed for this specific recorder and other recorders of this size, which is the Zoom F8N. I used to have the Orca OR-28, which is a little bit smaller. It's actually, in fact, quite a bit smaller. It's probably the width of the actual F8N, just maybe a little bit of excess space. So it's quite tighter. And that bag also didn't have these little pouches on the side, so you can put whatever you want over there. But for my inputs, I have channel 1 going, it's going through an XLR over here. It's just kind of hanging, so if I want to run the bag on me and actually run a boom right there, also I have the option. But the wireless boom is connected to the channel 2 electro receiver here. And then I have channel 3 and 4 right here. These are just going to be running regular lavs. And then here's channel 5, Sennheiser G4. And then over here we have channel 6, which is another G4 unit. And then over here is G3. It's actually line out from the F8N into the G3 transmitter. And on this side, on the left, is also another G3 unit, also doing line out. And those are for like if the director kind of wants to hear what we're recording as well, you know, we can give that to the director or the script supervisor, whoever it might be. I don't have Comtech units. The school does, but the one we have are like for the actual carts, and it uses a barrel connection, which I don't have a converter that switches to like D-tap, which in my case I'm using a V-mount D-tap battery to power my F8N. I didn't know about high Q batteries until maybe a month or two after I bought this unit into a new ecosystem. So once I have the money again and once it's in stock, then I'll probably switch to that and actually have a BDS system that I might utilize in the future. But on the back over here is a Tascam DR10L. Now, what is that doing over there? So what this recorder is, it's constantly going to be recording throughout the shoot, just in case I get just in case I forget to actually press record. This will actually capture everything that is being sent to the recorder. and it's going through a mic out into here, so that's how I'm just able to get it. And it's pretty cool. It's a really good backup unit. I like it so far. It takes up a lot of space. I mean, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that, but if you know the industry well, backup is pretty important, especially these days. A lot of my stuff I've been using a lot, so it's been kind of breaking. So I've been kind of like wanting backups of whatever it might be these days. And in the front here, this pouch doesn't hold that much. It holds the excess cable for my my headphones because it's such a long cable, but it also holds a time code out plug, which is a TA3. No, this is a 3.5 millimeter jack. It's going from BNC out into this, so I can jam my time code unit if I use time code, which in this case I use Tentacle Syncs. And speaking of Tentacle Syncs, jumping back to over here, eventually I think I like this backup unit, but like I said, it's going to be recording all the time, so whoever needs to scroll through it will have to scroll through like hours of footage, or recordings rather. And I think if I want to maintain this type of backup system, I'm thinking I'm going to invest into the Tentacle Sync E, because that can run time code as well. So we can actually find the location a lot quicker in that case. So I think that's a pretty good option for backup, because this right here, I mean, like, who's really gonna do it, you know, unless you're really desperate. And I legitimately forgot to press record, which in that case I would have just said we need another take because I forgot to press record, you know. But that is the overall gist of the bag, and I hope you liked the video.